Far out in the open sea, where the horizon met endless water, stood a lonely lighthouse. Its light guided passing ships through darkness and storms. Inside lived a lighthouse keeper, a man who had spent many years in near silence. His life followed a quiet routine. Every morning he cleaned the glass lens and checked the lamp. He recorded the weather, watched the waves, and waited for nightfall. Days passed without visitors, without conversation. At first he had welcomed the solitude. Over time it began to weigh on him. One evening a sudden storm rose from the horizon. The wind grew fierce, and waves crashed violently against the rocks. As the keeper secured the lighthouse doors, he noticed a small seabird struggling near the shore. Its wings were soaked, and each wave pulled it closer to danger. Without hesitation, the keeper went outside into the storm. Fighting the wind, he reached the rocks and gently lifted the trembling bird into his hands. It was weak but alive. He carried it back inside the lighthouse and wrapped it in a warm cloth near the glow of the lamp. The storm passed, but the bird remained. Its wing was injured, making flight impossible. Each day, the keeper fed it small pieces of fish and carefully cleaned its wound. He spoke softly as he worked, sharing stories of the sea and the long years he had spent alone. The bird listened, hopping closer and watching him with curious eyes. Slowly, a bond formed between them. Mornings were spent by the window, sunlight warming the lighthouse floor. Evenings passed quietly beneath the steady lamp, the bird resting nearby as the keeper wrote in his logbook. The lighthouse no longer felt empty. The keeper found comfort in the bird's presence, and the silence no longer felt heavy. In isolation, companionship had found a way. As days passed, the bird grew stronger. One morning, it spread its wings and fluttered across the room with ease. The keeper understood what this meant. The time to let go had come. That evening, he opened the lighthouse door. The sea was calm and the sky was clear. The bird stood still for a moment, then turned to look at the keeper. There was no fear in its eyes, only quiet understanding. With a powerful flap of its wings, the bird rose into the air and flew toward the open ocean. The lighthouse returned to silence, but it felt different now. The keeper resumed his routine, carrying with him the memory of a friendship that had crossed the boundary between human and nature. Days later, as the sun set over the sea, a familiar shape circled the lighthouse once before disappearing into the sky. The keeper smiled. Even in the most isolated places, connection can still be found.